How many of you have seen something like this before? This man is using water to make gas. He created his own gas cooker, and that's not just it. He also created his own rechargeable fan and a bucket heater. This is happening live in Yola, Adamawa State, Nigeria, and this is his story.
Okay, so get this. You're cooking dinner,
Right.
but it's not your typical stove. It's powered by water.
Water.
You got it. Water. Wild, huh?
Definitely unusual.
That's what we're diving into today. We're going all the way to Nigeria, where this guy's inventions are causing a stir.
Oh, this should be good. Lay it on me.
So we found this YouTube video, right, all about Muhammad Al-Hatu. This man's got some serious challenges, but he is not letting anything stop him from inventing.
I like the sound of this already. What kind of challenges are we talking about?
Muhammad uses a wheelchair,
Okay.
and he's created this whole bunch of cool inventions,
Like what?
like a water-powered stove,
Water powered. Okay, now you've got my attention.
a rechargeable fan,
All right.
even a bucket heater.
A bucket heater. That's pretty specific. You gotta love it when people invent out of need.
Exactly. But are these inventions really what they seem to be?
That's the million-dollar question. And I guess that's why we're doing a deep dive.
You got it. So who is this Muhammad Al-Hatu?
Yeah, tell me more.
The video tells us that back in 2016, just 3 months before his wedding day,
Oh, no.
yeah, terrible accident, left him paralyzed,
That's awful.
lost his job,
Oh,
his fiancée,
that's rough.
even some friends turned their backs on him.
Wow. Okay, so life really threw him a curveball.
Totally. But here's where things take a turn.
For the better, hopefully.
Definitely. Muhammad could have given up, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him.
But no.
Oh.
He focused on getting back his independence.
Attaboy. Love that attitude.
And that's where the inventions came in.
Okay, so tell me about these inventions.
The one that really caught our eye.
Mm.
The water-powered stove.
That's the one that caught my eye, too, when you mentioned it earlier. Water-powered, how?
Well, we see him using it in the video, and it seems like he mixes the water with this thing he calls pitri.
Patry. Doesn't ring a bell.
We're thinking it's probably gasoline.
Oh, petrol. Okay, that would make more sense.
Yeah. But here's where the science gets a bit murky.
Murky, how so?
You can't burn water as fuel.
That's true. At least not in the way we typically think about it.
Right. Think about it. When you burn wood, gas,
Oh,
what's one of the things you get?
smoke, ash.
Water vapor.
Oh, right.
It's a result of burning fuel, not the fuel itself.
Exactly.
Oh.
So is there maybe some confusion with the wording in the video? Or could it be the petrol doing the real work here?
That's what we were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the water has a different role than we first thought.
That's possible.
Hmm.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, what's the water actually doing in this setup?
And adding to the mystery, the video doesn't really break down how the stove works.
No diagrams, no schematics.
Nope. But Muhammad says he's been using it to cook for his whole family,
Yep.
family of 4,
Got it.
for the past 6 months.
6 months, that's a decent amount of time. And no problem.
No issues, he says. He even says it's safer than cooking gas, and that a single liter of petrol lasts them a whole week.
Hold on. Safer than cooking gas? I don't know about that. We need more information. This is getting interesting.
Safer than cooking gas, though. I don't know about that.
Yeah, safer is a strong word, especially without knowing how this thing is put together.
Exactly. And comparing it to cooking gas.
Right. Cooking gas has all those safety rules and regulations. We need some hard evidence before we can say this new stove is actually safer.
Totally. But okay, here's the thing about Muhammad. He's not just focused on cooking.
Oh. What else is he working on?
He's tackling this other big issue in Nigeria. Unreliable electricity.
Yeah, that's a big one in a lot of places.
Big time. So remember that rechargeable fan?
Yeah, the one you mentioned earlier. Made from a pipe and some aluminum, right?
Yep, that's the one. He says it runs for 12 hours.
Get out. 12 hours.
12 hours on a single charge.
Wow. Okay, and how long does it need to charge for that?
Only 4 hours.
That's really impressive. If it's true, I mean,
Right, it's like he's found this really practical solution for a problem lots of people face every day.
totally. Especially in places where the power grid isn't so reliable. A fan that can run off a charge like that, that's a game changer.
And it gets better.
There's more.
Well, yeah. He also invented a bucket heater,
A bucket heater. Interesting. What does he use that for?
heating water for baths.
Makes sense. Especially if he's using a wheelchair. Makes things a little trickier.
And get this, he's been using it for 7 years.
7 years. Now that says something.
Right. 7 years with no issues. That thing must be built to last.
Sounds like it. Unlike the water-powered stoves, which, let's be honest, raises some eyebrows, the bucket heater seems a lot more believable, you know?
Totally. You could probably find instructions online to build something similar.
Probably, yeah. But here's the thing I find most interesting about Mohammed. This guy's got a real entrepreneurial spirit.
Totally. He's not just keeping these inventions to himself.
Right. He's out there selling them.
The video says he's sold over 50 water heaters
Wow.
at 20,000 naira a pop.
That's about $25 US. Not a bad price point.
And the fans go for between 13,000 and 14,500 naira,
Okay.
depending on the model.
Makes sense. And the bucket heater?
Cheapest of the bunch, 6,500 naira.
So he's got a whole product line going. Not bad, Mohammed.
Right. He saw a need, came up with solutions, and now he's out there making a living.
That's the dream, isn't it? Using your skills to make a difference and put some food on the table?
It really makes you think about the business side of things. Could he scale this up?
That's a great question. Could this be bigger than just his local community?
Definitely something to consider.
Yeah,
Although going bigger comes with its own challenges, right?
for sure. He'd need to think about how to produce more, keep costs down,
Oh, and probably prove that those inventions actually work.
especially that stove. Safety first. Speaking of the video, you can tell the creator was blown away by Mohammed.
Oh, yeah. He seems really passionate about sharing Muhammad's story with the world.
You can really feel that positive energy, you know? It's like he wants everyone to be as inspired by Mohammed as he is.
It's awesome that the video highlights Muhammad's story,
Hmm.
But it does make you wonder,
Ab-
is there a risk
Hmm.
showing these inventions without, really digging into how they work?
Ah, I see what you're getting at. It's one thing to be inspired by a story.
Right.
But people might be watching this and thinking, okay, this is a real solution.
Exactly. And the video even encourages people to support him, which is great. But is it responsible? Without knowing more, I mean.
It's tricky, for sure.
It reminds me of all those miracle inventions you hear about.
Oh, yeah. The ones that promise to change the world.
And then what happened?
They fizzle out.
Okay.
Sometimes the science just isn't there. And sometimes, well,
Right. Sometimes people get taken advantage of. So where does that leave us with Muhammad and his inventions?
the mixed bag, right?
Total mixed bag. We've got a compelling story, some big claims, and a whole lot of unanswered questions. But hey, that's what these deep dives are all about, right?
Absolutely. It's about looking at things from all angles.
Thinking critically.
Exactly. Not just accepting everything at face value.
So as we wrap up, here are a few things I think are important to remember. What do you think?
Go for it.
First, that whole thing about burning water.
Right. Defies the laws of physics.
It's not impossible that he's onto something new.
True.
But when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is.
Worth remembering, yeah. And the second thing,
The context. We can't forget where these inventions are coming from.
right. Nigeria faces some unique challenges.
Unreliable electricity being one of them. So it makes sense that people are coming up with creative solutions.
Exactly. Necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Totally. And lastly, this whole thing got me thinking about critical thinking in general.
Oh, for sure. Especially online.
Right. You see a video like this, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement. But it's important to take a step back.
Ask some tough questions, like who's making this video and why?
Yes. And are they presenting all sides of the story? Or just the ones that fit their narrative?
All good questions to ask.
Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. To see problems solved, people's lives improve.
Couldn't agree more.
And if even a small part of Muhammad's story turns out to be true, if he really has found a way to help his community, that's something worth celebrating.
Absolutely. And it just goes to show you never know where innovation is going to come from.
Exactly. Sometimes the most unexpected people can have the biggest impact. And that's what makes exploring these stories so fascinating.
100%. It makes you think about the world differently. And that's never a bad thing.
Couldn't said it better myself. Well, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us as we explored the world of Muhammad Al-Hatu and his incredible inventions.